Don't they just
20
arrest him?
buses were
They have,
reported
and he
on
gets
fire.
back
I
out.
think we've definitely grown
He was
that
arrested just
number
yesterday,
in
2 days ago.
size here. Again, we're gonna get the firefighters to get the water up and over. They
Starting
can't
to
even
feel
get in
bad for
there.
him.
And a lot of these buses,
The
some of them
system
are
is
buses,
failing
some
him.
of them are the old electric buses, the trackless trolleys, as we would call them. Again, this smoke can be seen for miles. Let's go to our next camera over here and give you an idea that the bus depot is adjacent to the Roosevelt Boulevard, Hunting Park, Wissahick, and Roberts Avenue. So all these folks here are heading north on the boulevard, and you can see the plume of
Owner
smoke
Andrew Bush
that's going
was
up
Okay.
and over. Can we take that shot, Sue? Do you have that shot that Sue showed us from,
Thank
I
you.
believe, that our Navy Yard, to where you can
Right.
see the smoke? Look at that. Just blanketing the skyline from the boulevard all the way across our area. And again, boats
Sue.
traveling on the Schuylkill, on 95, and of course on the Roosevelt Boulevard, calling our
Which direction
GPS
is the wind going?
and sending us messages, where's the fire, where's the fire? But let's go back to Skyfox again.
West.
Live over the SEPTA bus depot. I talked to SEPTA's Andrew Bush. No one was hurt. All these buses are decommissioned. They're not used in service. However, firefighters having a hard time getting to them because the fire started back.
What
in
did you
this
throw into the roundup?
Middle
No,
of
to the
pack,
area, do
up
we
against the
speak
back of
for
the tree
him?
line here.
Don't
So,
bother
yeah, I
him.
certainly.
He's already been
Look off
talking
to the
to
right,
me.
look at a firefighter in the snorkel. Oh, we got Andrew Bush on the phone from SEPTA. Let's go to Andrew. Andrew, good morning, how are you?
He's-
Andrew, are you there? Hey, Andrew, it's Bob Kelly. We're live, looking at Skyfox over the fire. Tell me what you guys have here.
Don't you hurt yourself.
Now, Andrew, off to the right of our shot, I'm seeing a ton of railroad tracks. It's a regional rail. What line is that?
Ooh. This is what we're all looking at.
Well, we're looking at the Roosevelt Boulevard. People are just slowing down, stacked and packed here. That's obviously, so no injuries. What are in these buses? Is there gasoline? Is there, obviously the seats are flammable. Because I'm looking right behind you here, that's the on-ramp or the off-ramp from the boulevard. You got fencing along the side, but not in the back. You got some other, looks like just, again, this is what you would call the boneyard, I guess. The boneyard, you use this stuff for parts, for other buses and trolleys? Okay. All right, Andrew Bush from SEPTA, thank you so much. Give us a holler back if you get any more info. But again, as we look live, you can see the smoke going up and over the rail yard. He said there's no delays on the trains. Off to the upper left there is the Roosevelt Boulevard. And the folks, again, slowing down, catching
You
a
wanna do a
lot of
roundup or
the
not?
smoke. And hats off to the Philly firefighters, guys, in those snorkels, up and
Weather.
over the buses to get the water into the middle of the pack. So again, we'll stay live with Skyfox. And we're gonna get an update from Sue. Sue, forecast, we could use some rain right now.
Right now.
Absolutely, yeah, we gotta wait till Saturday now for the rain. And you know, smoke has been an issue with our weather all week long. It's the smoke we were talking about from the wildfires in Canada, and it did have an effect on us yesterday. Now we're talking about smoky skies here in Philadelphia because of this fire, and I think it'll probably get worse before it gets better. So if you live in that area, and this is what we were talking about, that it's pretty close to the surface. You can see it from our camera at the Navy Yard that looks at the skyline of Philadelphia, and then beyond that, which is northeast Philadelphia, where this is happening. So, what's going on? We've got temperature of 67 degrees. Winds are coming out of the south. It's not very windy today, though. It's only a 3 mile an hour wind in Philadelphia right now. So our number of the day is an 8 out of 10, and we're gonna keep an eye, as you can see, like right there on the bottom of your screen, of this amazing, it's really dramatic watching this fire of all those SEPTA buses. There's Bus Stop Buddy, 60s this morning, 80s later on this afternoon. We're looking at the potential of a high temperature around 90 degrees today, much cooler with a sea breeze down the shore, and 83 degrees in the Pocono Mountains. And that's your planner for Thursday. Hot and humid and smoky.
And smoky, yeah. All right, 7:05.
In Montgomery County, more details in a deadly crash that killed 3 17-year-olds in Limerick Township.
Yes, it's the same story you were on yesterday morning, Hank, and now we have these horrible details.
That situation, guys, I was hoping for the best case scenario out of the crash as bad as the one we saw yesterday. But you all said the details that we do have to have are among the worst we can come up with, guys. 3 kids dead this morning, 2 of them 17-year-old students from Owen J. Roberts High School. A third 17-year-old killed in this crash with a former student there. And a fourth young person who was in that car transported to Temple, where we hear they are in very serious condition. The crash happened shortly after 9:15 p.m.
Look how fast these cop cars are going.
Late model Toyota
Well,
was
the
driven
kids
way
were
too
going-
fast by one
Yeah,
of
they're
those
going
kids.
90.
The Montgomery County DA's office says that they may have been involved in a theft at the Limerick Target. They were being pursued by police. No word on how fast they were going when the car lost control, but the crash absolutely destroyed the car. The 3 deceased may have been killed instantly. They were pronounced dead here at the scene. It was like an explosion.
We heard the bang. I got up, I looked out front, and there was a
Mr. Magoo is a female.
mass of metal in the middle of the road.
They're funny. They have great sense of humor. They're funny. They love to dance. They dance all the time in school, all the time. They didn't deserve this.
Very, very tragic. And again, now hearing the news that there's 3 deceased, but again, it's it's a shame. It's just a shame what happened.
It's just ridiculous to me. that
Thank you for
police
fixing that
chase-
soundbite.
Chase 3 people in a vehicle for suspected theft of items at Target.
Yeah, it's certainly a fair and easy point to
So as you
make
guys can
this
see, it's been a
morning.
kind of a busy news morning with the SEPTA breaking news and doing that. So that's why we're a little more quieter today.
I still had time for coffee and oatmeal.
He will always, we want him to have time for coffee.
Yeah.
This is going to be hanging over the heads of the entire student body. Rob's on a half day today, and Greek counsel is certainly available today and tomorrow. And guys, we don't have a ton of information on that fourth young person who was transported to Temple, other than the fact that they're 15 years old and in very, very serious, possibly critical condition. And Mike, I don't know what it was like growing up in Kansas, Alex, you Houston, but where I went to high school, Eastern Long Island, we had something like this happen. In that small community, about a year
close.
before I arrived in that town, people talked about it a lot in muted tones. We're still talking about it when my family left that town. I guarantee you they're still talking about it now, guys. It becomes part of the legacy of a small town, part of its heritage.
Unfortunate, yeah, but it'll be talked about for probably decades, yeah. Oh, boy. And then there's the whole issue of what in a Target store would be worth, chasing them at
Right.
90 miles an hour. I'm sure that'll be discussed in that community. Bike lane safety upgrades are coming to Center City starting, in fact, it started this morning. The city and the Philadelphia Parking Authority will begin installations. They are adding loading zones and no stopping anytime signs on Spruce and Pine Streets from the river to 22nd Street. It's all that's the Delaware River, obviously. It's all part of a major bike lane safety project. Phase 1 aims to keep bike lanes clear, improve safety, and create space for short-term drop-offs. Ticketing starts June 19th with fines up to $125 in Center City. All right, so watch for that on Spruce.
A new Pennsylvania law aimed at stopping distracted driving is now in effect. It's called Paul Miller's Law, named after a 21-year-old man who was killed in a horrific crash in 2010. It bans drivers from having a cell phone in hand while operating a vehicle. The law is a result of years of hard work by Paul Miller's parents.
Yes.
And we spoke with his mother on Good Day in an interview. They lost their son to a truck driver who was reaching for a cell phone. So police will begin handing out written warnings to drivers caught holding their phones, even if you're stopped at a red light. This warning period will last a year, and after that, there will be a $50 fine. Under Paul Miller's law, drivers can still use their phones to alert emergency responders and hands-free technology to make phone calls, use GPS, and listen to music. So get a holder or something to put in your car. They just don't want you holding it in your hands.
Yeah, it's well, I don't know. We're talking to, like you said, we're talking to his mother. And why do we have to wait a year to start fining people? Let's just do it.
Yeah, no, but they want to give people ample time to get the word out, to know what the expectations
We
are.
all know we shouldn't have a phone in our hand when we're driving. Well, did you hear this yesterday? A friend of Cassie Ventura, you know who that is, testified that Sean Combs dangled her from a 17th floor balcony. She says she still has night terrors about the traumatic incident. Why wouldn't you? After nearly 10 years now. 33 years old, Brianna is her name, told jurors that Sean Combs lifted her over the railing for 10 to 15 seconds before pulling her back and then throwing her onto some patio furniture. The prosecution is set to question another accuser today, a woman using the pseudonym Jane. She alleges she was abused by Sean Combs and forced to participate in commercial sex acts. Sean has denied all these allegations, obviously. You know, you'd think somebody would just have punched his lights out by, back during this whole time.
Well,
He's kind of a scrawny little guy.
but people are testifying, though. He had people who was working for him who would do some of the dirty work.
Oh, that's true.
You know, Kid Cudi, his car was blown up. He alleges that Diddy was behind that and broke into his home.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's a powerful man who knows a lot of people and has a lot of money.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's not about your physical stature.
it's true. Boy, money talks, doesn't it? I mean, look at the richest man in the world. It's still Elon Musk, isn't he? I mean, we just turn our backs on stuff that rich people do. Well, the travel bans are back. Yep.
President Trump has announced new restrictions on 19 countries that echo policies from his first term.
Doug, please explain that because I don't understand.
They are here, they just got there.
Maybe on better footing. The president says it was this attack over the weekend in Boulder, Colorado that was a driving force in his new policy.
We've seen one terror attack after another carried out by foreign visa overstayers from dangerous places all over the world.
In a video posted last night to Truth Social, the president announced a travel ban on 12 countries and restrictions on 7 others. He says they lack adequate screening programs and that many of their citizens overstay visas. That was the case with the Boulder suspect, Mohammed Sullivan, who rained fire on a group demonstrating for the release of Israeli hostages in Gaza. He's an Egyptian national who overstayed a tourist visa, although Egypt is not among those countries targeted by the new restrictions.
Our status thrives on refugees.
Democrats immediately blasted the new policy. One suggested it was racist.
It's pretty consistent with what his quote-unquote immigration policy is, which is just essentially to keep anyone who's not white out of the country.
The president, though, defended the move and said the list of countries could change if improvements are made.
We will not allow people to enter our country who wish to do us harm, and nothing will stop us from keeping America safe.
Now, this new policy kicks in on Monday. That gives
Whoa.
federal agencies a little more lead time to implement it than they had back in 2017.
It was like, yeah. Yeah, just like 3 or 4 days. All right, Doug, we'll see you again tomorrow. Want to talk some tennis? Coco Gauff looking to advance to the French Open semifinals.
So number 2 in the world, Coco, facing fellow American Madison Keys, who actually won the first set in a tiebreak. But it was all Coco from there, winning the final 2 sets, 6-4, 6-1. She'll face Lois Bosson in the semis this morning at 10 a.m. And Coco is attempting to become the first American to win the French Open in a decade. The last was Serena Williams in 2015.
I love to watch her play tennis.
Right? She's doing really well, so we'll be cheering her on. And then did you see for the U.S. Open how they announced their theme for this year? Because it's the 75th
What is the theme?
anniversary. It's honoring Althea Gibson and breaking barriers.
Sure.
So that's exciting, too. And, of course, Coco Gauff, I mean, I'm sure is going in her footsteps. She paved the way.
That's right. Well, you better get ready to rumble. A couple of critters squared off and up, and it was all, oh, God, I almost said it. Anyway, this was captured on a Ring camera, obviously, outside of a home in Dallas, Texas. The homeowner put some corn outside of her door, hoping to attract ducks and other animals. However, the squirrel and the rabbit spotted the prize snack at the same time, and then they went at it. I want it. I don't think I've ever seen a rabbit and a squirrel competing for anything. Isn't that weird? Okay.
Who's winning? I'm trying to...
You know, when I leave here, I sometimes walk over to...
I think the rabbit's winning.
I think so, too. He's got hops. I'll walk over to this park over by 4th and Chestnut.
Yeah.
Those squirrels scare me. They give me chills. Some of the squirrels will just get just stare at you like they're going to attack.
They're unafraid.
And I'll go, and they don't move.
Is that really what you do to the poor squirrels?
Or I'll stamp my
Growl?
foot. Yeah, there's one in a tree just yesterday.
Well, should we be scared of squirrels? It's not like they bite us or anything, do they? Have you ever been... I've never heard of someone getting attacked.
The rabid squirrel might bite you, attack you, but yeah, they freak me out. I get chills. Hi, Bob.
Hey, good morning, everybody. 7:16. Let's go back to our top story here. Skyfox Live over this bus fire. This is the actual traffic camera that we have. This is the... All right, here's Skyfox Live over the bus fire in the SEPTA depot.
Spreading.
Now, good news is that no one's injured. All these buses are decommissioned, used for parts. They call it a graveyard, basically, which is just off of the Roosevelt Boulevard, Wissahickon, Hunting Park Avenue at Roberts. It's one of SEPTA's biggest. It's the Midvale Nicetown Yard. And you can see firefighters, you know, they're getting water on this thing from the air, all right? Look at the snorkels here. So the fire actually started in the middle of the pack. So the firefighters weren't able to get to it with the hoses. You've got these guys over here off to the left. There's some water shooting up from over the tree line. But just recently, the firefighters got their hook and ladders and their snorkel up and over into there. Now, again, somebody mentioned too, diesel fuel is what would be in these buses, not gasoline. And then you can see some of the older ones are the old trolleys, the old trackless trolleys there that obviously wouldn't have any gasoline, but they would have the catenary wires. But the seats, the plastics, all the components of all these buses or trolleys is what's fueling this fire. This smoke can be seen for miles, impacting a lot of folks just slowing down. Let's go to a live look at the road. Take my traffic camera, guys. A live look at the Roosevelt Boulevard. Again, this is northbound. All right, you can see how close the depot is to the boulevard. It's right there at that Wissahickon Avenue interchange, and that smoke going up and over, and it can be seen for miles, even from our Navy Yard camera, just kind of blanketing the city skyline. But again, according to Andrew Bush at SEPTA, no injuries. These buses were out of service, so it's not going to impact service. However, we still have our normal bus and trolley delays because of the lack of drivers. There's also some equipment issues on the Market Frankfurt line. But again, smoke, you definitely smell smoke in the air. Subi's got the forecast. Actually,
Right now.
we don't even have to wait for 15
No,
seconds.
15 seconds?
Right now.
Delay. Yeah, so just when we thought we were getting a break from the wildfire smoke, we now have this smoke, and you can see a little more of it. We pointed the Navy Yard camera at the skyline, and then beyond that is where this fire is happening. So it's going to obscure a lot of that sunshine today. Still, we expect to be near 90 degrees today. There is some rain coming through the weekend, and we are tracking a bit of a cool down over the weekend as well. The earliest we ever had a 90-degree day in Philadelphia was 1929, April the 7th. The average is May the 28th. We're still waiting. The latest we ever had our first 90-degree day was July 14th of 1972. So a little climatology there. We've got a cold front out to our north and west. This thing has been moving very slowly toward us. And then just developed in the Carolinas a low pressure system. Both of those will be converging and heading our way over the weekend. It doesn't look like much is going to happen tomorrow, though. Looks like rain does.
What happened?
On
My son was one of the ones
Have
waiting
outdoor
for
plans for Saturday. You know, there are a lot of
Nintendo.
parties going
He
on
got
this
it.
weekend.
He did?
Just got to keep an eye
$560
to
bucks.
the sky. And it will
How's
cool
he have
down
that
over the
money?
weekend. So warm and humid today
Got
and
more than
tomorrow. Chances of rain Saturday
How long did
and
he-
maybe even on Sunday. But I don't think Sunday will be a washout.
Well, it better not be.
I know, because it's a Dune Day
I know.
on Sunday. So, yeah, we're hoping that it's not. The Phillies continued their 3-game series with the Blue Jays in Toronto.
Watch this.
It was 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Bottom of the ninth. Walk off. I don't know. Could they have got to that and caught it?
Yeah, the Blue Jays won on that. 2-1. They'll finish the series later today.
You know,
And your boy, what?
the pitcher who gave that up used to be a Blue Jay.
Is it a
They gave
conspiracy?
him a big ovation the night before. He tipped the hat to the crowd. I guess he paid him back last night.
I guess so. Your boy, Jesus Luzardo, you love him.
I do. And if he takes his hat off tonight, he's changed his hairstyle because
Oh, he has. You liked his hair.
yeah, I did like the curly hair, but he had a very bad outing his last time. I think that was the 17-7 game that he pitched. So he, like Nick Sirianni and Bryce Harper, changed his hairdo to hopefully turn it around.
So we'll see if it works.
Yeah. Believe it or not, Jen went all the way to Williamsburg, Virginia, one of our favorite places to... Are you at the golf course yet?
The future of golf in Williamsburg, but we can't not talk about the history. So look at this. These are two of the most amazing trophies in golf, prestigious. You have the Ryder Cup.
Ryder Cup?
Play that in the future, this year, so hold that page. And then over here is the Wanamaker. I mean, golf has been golfing here for a long time. We're going to talk about a little bit of the old.
How close is she? Can you see it?
Hey, it's Megan, how are you? Just see if you got any more information. Looks like you got firefighters.
220 break.
in the water.
Obviously with a black smoke right behind her. Because what you want is the video, or
Look at Mike. This is the Mike
Sorry.
Jerrick School of Television. Go ahead.
The live shot should always, the viewer should be able to tell where they are or what the story is about with the sound off. So let's say you have a story about a school. You have to have the school behind you. In this case, we have a huge fire, so the smoke will be behind her when we take her. In case the sound is down, you know what the story is.
Beautiful, beautiful set.
Thank you.
That's William Junction there, right?
What are you prepping for? The kids?
7:30.
They're going to some damn good schools.
But I just want to know, if it's gonna cause bus and trolley, bus and train delays, you
Doha.
guys can't get in there to work.
When she's ever been to Doha. And is Doha.
Gotcha. All right, buddy. Thanks, man.
I'm
You got it,
gonna
bye-bye. Got it. Like Steph, that's their biggest thing. They need a PR person. Like they don't want to say that employees can't get in there to work, so the bus driver, the train guys can't get in there.
Oh, good scholar.
Eh?
One of them's a good scholar.
These are smarty pants.
Yes.
And athletic.
15 out, 15.
Now, do you have to take a
Don't wanna
test
break
to get
it
in there?
I don't know. I should probably ask.
I think so.
8, 7.
Don't mind me
6,
getting my sweatpants
5,
off.
4, 3, 2.
Since we're about to do a segment
One.
that shows my bottom half.
Okay, Shana made it to the scene of this fire in Nicetown. What are you seeing?
Just as close to the scene as we can get at West Roberts and Pulaski Avenue, you
Bet
can
it
see,
smells
just the smoke
Yeah.
billowing.
If you get a
from,
chance, have
this
them
yard
pop
here.
me up. I
Get
just talked to
close
Seth.
the,
Okay.
to the
Let her
scene
see
here.
what she says.
Don, do you hear that?
We're gonna punch up Bob Kelly's microphone.
After he says he got some new info.
Let's let her do her thing.
In the heat of morning rush hours, if you haven't had out, make sure you are aware of bids of these 20 SEPTA buses are burning here at the Roberts Yard, here in the Railroad facility. It's on the 300 block of Roberts Avenue in Nicetown.
Someone just sent a video, but I'm not sure if he's showing it. But I guess we're there. It's the same thing.
Aerial view of this whole thing. This area
It's nicely
is known
done,
as a boneyard for decommissioned buses. So these buses were not in operation. There was no one on the bus at the time, which is the good news. So no injuries to report and no effect on SEPTA service right now. But
Actually, all we need is her
over the
camera.
scene where you can see that black smoke filling the air as fire crews work to extinguish the raging smoke. I can't really see flames from this angle. I'm sure if you look a little further down, you see I can see kind of the orange just at the bottom of the screen there. But really, what you're looking at is the efforts of Philadelphia Fire and also SEPTA police as they kind of navigate this massive fire here. Officials haven't yet let us know how the fire started, but again, no injuries to report. Taking a live look now as they continue to work this scene. We don't have an idea of just how contained this is at this time. But again,
We're not getting any new information. All we need is her camera.
Yeah, I got some new info.
Facility here, 300 block in of Roberts Avenue in Nicetown. So we're gonna stay on this story, keeping you posted, of course. And yeah, guys, this is a situation. But again, the good news, no.
Okay. Bob, you just got off the phone?
Yeah, I just talked to Andrew Bush at SEPTA. You can see right below the smoke there, they're the buildings where the SEPTA employees would report to work, such as the bus drivers, the engineers, the train conductors for what is the Wayne Junction. The employees are not able to gain access to the work buildings right there. So, SEPTA said expect delays forthcoming here on all trains that would be coming through Wayne Junction or any buses that would get out of it. Even though these buses are decommissioned on the left, look at the tracks. That's Wayne Junction. That's the main junction for all the suburban train lines that come in through there into Philadelphia. So if there's a shift change of engineers, conductors, and it happens here, the employees can't get to the building to get to work.
I didn't even think about that.
Neither did I, so I just talked to him right now. Yeah, there's no access
Yeah.
because not only is it not safe, the firefighters have everything all blocked. See right below there, looks like the parking lot for a lot of the conductors, bus drivers, okay? That's
Oh, yeah, I see it
right
now.
there? So that's the parking lot. You can't get into the parking lot. So if employees can't get in there, we're not gonna be able to drive the bus, we're not gonna be able to move the trains. So,
Certainly a ripple effect.
yeah.
My goodness.
So nobody hurt in this fire. Again, these are all, decommissioned buses, they use them for parts, whatever. It's kind of stacked into the back there, and that's where it started, up against that tree line. So that's what made it. Look at the firefighter. You got to use the snorkels to get up and in there. But the big problem right now is for folks that are maybe getting ready to leave the house. Again, if you use a regional rail line train and it goes through Wayne Junction, a lot of suburban lines all go through Wayne Junction. Again, employees are not able to get access into that SEPTA building to report for work this morning.
I think people who live out there just should not go to work.
Just take the day off. I second that emotion.
All right, thank you.
Can they use this then as an excuse? As an excuse for
yeah.
their bosses? I'm not sure if this is a valid one. Bob Kelly and Mike Jarek said I don't need to come to work today. But
Yeah,
you can try it.
We'll give you an excuse now.
Use my name, I don't care. Just take a screenshot of our TV thing. What's it called? TV
A
set.
screen?
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Send it to your boss. Okay, we're coming right back. It's almost 7:30.
Good job. If I had a phone, I'd be able to get that information directly.
I'm getting you a phone today. Now, it would have to be a phone with a light on it?
I just need a damn dial tone. I got everything right here. Look.
Is there a jack?
No.
You know,
Plenty of outlets.
we could get a jack put in it by noon today.
Please, I love you. I'll buy you whatever you need.
Thank you.
I'll buy you the cold bath.
My cold plunge?
Your
tub?
cold plunge. You want a cold brew or a cold plunge?
Brew. I'm not getting in
Sky
that
Fox,
tub.
yes. Sky Fox, and then
For the
What do we
7:30,
got?
just the principal is here. The counselor didn't come. So we got the principal and the 3 students.
Probably best.
Yeah, make it go faster.
all right. I'll let you guys mix and match, and I have a map here of the location which you can also use. Okay.
1 minute to you, Bob, you're first.
Do you need the phone to be a real phone or just communicate with the control room?
That needs to be a real phone so I can make it, like, I need to be able to call the news desk.
Okay, so a real phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's probably just I had one back here, so the line's gotta be right behind the wall here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even if it's not, the
it's.
phone company can.
Extension cord went up to there. We already had one behind here. Like
Yeah, they can go over the top.
yeah, I gotta call the news desk as I'm calling in as a viewer. And then they don't answer the phone because they think it's somebody calling.
Well, you need a light on it so you know that somebody's calling you.
Just a light of light.
Being
I'll turn the ringer down.
okay.
All right, take whatever shot you want. I'll let you pick.
I probably should put my USB in.
Don't you carry nothing that will be alone. Won't you ease on down? You don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to hear me singing. You should just go and watch the professionals do it.
I'm glad you said it.
Oh wow!
So we do have professionals coming into the studio to sing for us today, and at least one of them is from the Philadelphia area and extremely talented. The Wiz is at what theater is it?
The Academy of Music.
Academy of Music.
Yes, and this has been 40 years in making. Can you believe it's been 40 years since it's been on Broadway? What? Or traveling around, I mean. So you need to be a part of this. It's a fresh take on it. It really is good. I saw it last night, and I loved it. So let's talk about it. We're gonna have some of the stars
Yes.
in, and let's have a little performance. What do you say?
Okay, so Bob Kelly's going to perform right now. He's been very busy this morning, 7:32.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Updating our breaking news. We're looking live from Sky Fox over the SEPTA Depot of the Nicetown Midvale SEPTA Depot, where, well, I'm going to say probably close to 30 to 40 buses at this point. It caught fire about 6:15 this morning. We're looking live again. The billow of black smoke can be seen for miles across the city and the suburbs. You see the Philly firefighters here doing a great job with the snorkels getting you up and over, because the fire actually started in the middle of the pack of the buses here. Now, no injuries, and all of these buses have been decommissioned. It's like the boneyard, the junkyard. They use them all for parts. But nonetheless, maybe they were diesel buses. Some of them in here are old electric trackless trolleys, and it's adjacent to the Roosevelt Boulevard. Now, the latest piece of news that we just received from SEPTA is that this is adjacent to Wayne Junction, the main thoroughfare for all the regional rail lines, all come through Wayne Junction. So, it's good, Sky Fox, you can show us, SEPTA's, where the employees report, they can't get in here to their,
What you're thinking?
to the
A
SEPTA
decommissioned
office.
bus,
So,
would it be
bus drivers
stripped
aren't
of
able to get in,
everything?
engineers,
Like lithium
conductors.
batteries?
So be ready for
Take all the
SEPTA
fuel
bus
out of it.
delays and also train delays.
I would imagine they
as
still
this
have
fire
tires.
continues through the morning rush hour. Again, that's according to SEPTA. So again, these buses aren't.
Of course, maybe they could have taken
not
the
used
tires
out on
off.
the road. But the problem now is getting the
But it looks like
employees
there's tires.
into the office in order to clock in and then a conductor, an engineer, if it's a shift change, and again, the smoke kind of going right over the rails. Take one of our other cameras, I think we had some other good shots, I know Shane was on the scene. This is just off of, and it's just off of the Roosevelt
I think
Boulevard,
we
so
can
everyone
go over
heading
during,
north on the boulevard
Sue.
is slowing down and wondering what the heck is going on. And as you can see, the Philly firefighters, they gotta have the snorkels go up and over the tree line here to make it onto the buses. Again, what started at 6:15, what they said maybe got 20 buses, I'll guarantee you it was well over
What is
40
this?
right now. And we go back to Skybox and take a look.
We had an ex-
Again, expect delays on the SEPTA buses that would come out of the Big Vale, Nicetown Station, and also
It could
for
be
any of the
Monday.
regional rail lines that would come through Wayne Junction.